Morning, Fabian. Can we start with some sad news from this week regarding the club and the passing of Rado Vidosic this week? Any tributes you'd like to pay to him and to his family?
Yeah, I feel very sorry for Dario, for his family. I was in touch with him. I said to him that I really appreciate that the things Radu, the father from Dario, gave to the club, his passion, his love. He was always there. He was always fully committed. So it was a pleasure to work with him, and we all feel with him. So we give him all the time he needs, and then hopefully he came back, or he will come back, because I know that Dario loves football as well, like his father did. So I hope that he comes back stronger and will enjoy working with us and for Brighton.
Thank you for that. Regarding tomorrow and the Everton game, how's the squad looking in terms of any new injuries, anyone back?
No, and no new injury news. I think we have the same squad available. There are no new injury concerns. Diego Gomez had a small issue in training, but let's see if he can train today fully or not. That's the only concern we have. But beside that, I think we have the same squad available. Of course, we know with Cops, Diego Coppola, he left to Paris on loan. But beside that, we are the same squad.
Okay. It feels like a big game. In the context of recent league results, not so much about performances, but when you sort of measure them against your own targets and not expectations from above, but what you want to achieve, does it feel like that to you? It's a match that you need to start getting wins now.
Yeah, definitely. I think we always need to win games. I think the recent performances were good. Of course, there's a lot of frustration about the results. We tried to channel the frustration during the week. I saw a really good reaction from the team. We are really positive because I really enjoyed this week. I really enjoyed working with the group. We all know that we have expectations. We all know that we want to reach our goals, and for that we need wins. For that we need to stick together, and tomorrow is a great opportunity to do that. So we're all very positive. We know the expectations on us, we have on ourselves. We want to fulfill them. We want to fulfill them also for our supporters. We can't promise a win, but what we can promise is definitely fully commitment, fully effort. I see the group working. I see the players working. They all show the great reactions, and therefore we go with a really positive feeling into this game tomorrow, and we're all positive because we see that we are close. We see that we are there. We just have to manage the key situations of the game better. We just have to manage these key moments better. When we saw, for example, the goals we conceded against Fulham, but we know that we are close, and we know that we have the potential, the togetherness, that we can reach the goals what we want to reach. And for that we are really looking forward to this game tomorrow, and we want to show a reaction. We want to give the win to the fans what they deserve, definitely.
Yeah, and we talk about the fans in a very small section, maybe showing some level of frustration every now and again. I mean, do you understand that? And I also wonder, tomorrow, the Everton game at the Amex last season, they showed their ability to frustrate your side, and sometimes there might be a need to, you have to be patient and wait for your opportunities when the fans maybe are getting a little bit impatient.
Yeah, definitely. I understand the frustration, but for me it's very important that they can be frustrated with me, but the players, they are 100% giving everything what they have. They try to show their best performances in every game. They try to go to their limits every game. They try to push the standards. They try to reach the goals. So therefore, I really hope that they give them the support they need, because, like I just mentioned, great reaction, great positivity, good atmosphere during the week. They're all looking forward. Of course, they're also frustrated about the results, but we know that we are close. We feel it, and we're seeing that we can reach our goals. And therefore, we promise that we do this tomorrow. We promise that we give everything, and then we see what what we'll get out of it. But definitely, I understand. In football, it's about results. In football, there are emotions. It's part of the game. So I have to deal with it, and I will deal with it. But we are all looking forward to this, and we're all quite positive.
Yeah. Transfer window closes in 3 days. You know that's coming up. I mean, first of all, you mentioned Diego Coppola already going on loan to Paris FC, and your quote from that announcement is that his attitude's been outstanding. When he came in, did you see him generally as more one for the future?
Yeah, we definitely saw him more for the future. He had an incredible start for this club here. He has an unbelievable attitude, and therefore really enjoyed working with him. I think now it's about improving small details regarding his game in possession, and then I'm definitely looking forward to work with him here, because he has big potential, and he can be a big player for us in the future.
And Igor is back. Has he settled in well? Is he available this weekend?
Yeah, he will be available for this weekend.
Yeah, okay. It seems like a very competitive area, the centre-back area. There's been reports linking Brighton with Charlie Cresswell at Toulouse, for example. Is centre-back an area you're sort of looking at to improve, or potential succession planning in the future?
I think it's a lot of rumours going on, but that's a long-term future. Now we really should focus on the short-term future. Focus on this window, that we try to make the best decisions for the players, for the club, and then try to get back the results. I think that's the main focus from us and from me as well. Try to give this win to tomorrow for the fans, and I think that's the only focus we have at the moment.
Yeah, and talking about the short-term future though, in this window, the reports that bid's been turned down from Nottingham Forest for Yassin Iyari. Can you confirm that? Have you spoken to him about it? What's his sort of mindset like at the moment?
I'm not taking part in these kind of speculations, so I really enjoy working with Yassin, and he really enjoys working with us. I think he made a great development so far, and he's a Brighton player.
Yeah, and the last one from me, we've spoken lots about striker. If something happened to Danny Welbeck, for example, it leaves you short in terms of a recognised number 9 sort of thing. Can you completely rule out Evan Ferguson coming back? Do you think you could get someone in on Monday?
I can't rule out anything during the transfer window, because in football everything is possible. But I just want to mention that we still have a good replacement with Babis, and I think he proved it now in several games that he can be a really good striker. We have a lot of position players in the 10 position, so therefore I think the squad is full of potential. The squad is full of quality, full of options, and I can't rule out anything. But like already emphasized it several times, I'm really happy with the squad.
Thank you.
Hi Fabian, you said that everyone's trying their best at the moment, but you can't promise that there'll be a win. In terms of the squad that you do have here at the moment until the end of the season, what can you do to get the best out of them?
Keep working hard, keep improving, keep showing the right attitude, and that's what I meant. They channeled the frustration, they showed great reactions, they stick together, and especially in these phases, I think we already had worse phases also last season, but what we always show is togetherness. What we always show that we stick together, and we always show a great reaction, and that's what we try to do again. And in football, you never can promise wins. So when we focus on a performance last weekend against Fulham, when we just focus on performance, everyone expected us to win after this performance. But in football, things can change quickly, so therefore you can't promise these kind of wins. But what you can promise is fully effort, fully commitment, pushing your limits, having a good togetherness on the pitch, and that's what I can promise for tomorrow. And then I'm sure that we have a big option to win this game. Then I'm sure, and we are all quite confident, that we reach our goals in the end of the season, because I see how hard the team is working. I see the improvements, the developments. In the end, we all get judged by the results, but I can promise in the end of the season, we are there where we want to be, because I see the crew working hard, and I will take the responsibility for that. I will take the responsibility for the performances, for the results, but I also will say they're really positive that we're getting there where we want to be in the end of the season.
Earlier you referenced the frustration and you said that you understood it amongst the fans. There was also some kind of conversation over Carlos Baliba coming off and being replaced by James Milner. Understandably, he's probably tired. It's been 3 months since he's played a full 90 for you. But what was your thinking behind that?
He was just tired, so he came to the bench. He said, I'm exhausted, I can't go on, and then we have to make a change. That's normal in a football game. So therefore, like I said, I think it's really important to let the emotions be part of this game, to share your opinion, to be honest about the performances, the decisions from the head coaches. But I think sometimes it's also important to understand the background, to understand some reasons behind that, and therefore that was the only reason why we take him off, because he was just tired and exhausted, and I think it's better to have a fresh player on the pitch.
There's been plenty of pictures of Solly March in training on the grass with the first team recently. Is tomorrow the first time in a while that we see him in a matchday squad?
No, not yet.
Too early?
Yes.
In terms of when you think he may be in a squad, is that soon?
I hope so, but it's really difficult to predict that.
And in terms of Everton, they've been a difficult opponent for Brighton over the past few seasons. How do you see them so far this season?
Yeah, like we mentioned before, difficult to beat. We need patience. We need good positioning. We need good decision making against them. I think they have a lot of experience in their squad. They have a lot of players who know how to win Premier League games. We have to, like I just mentioned, manage the key actions in the game, the key situations better regarding these kind of opponents. But then we are very confident as well that we can outplay them, that we can create chances against them, and we just go there and try to win it.
And you've spoken previously about the importance of the home fans. Obviously there is a little bit more pressure on at the moment. Have you done anything different this week away from the players to prepare for this match?
No, we don't try to overreact, don't try to do unpredictable things in a phase like this. I think in phase like this, you have to stick together. You have to focus on the easy things. Less is more sometimes. And like I just mentioned, we never take the support from our fans for granted. We are all very pleased. Especially I am very pleased for the support away, also against Fulham. They were there and helping us. In our home games, they are there and helping us. I understand, again, the frustration sometimes. We all want to win, especially they want to win because they spend so much money, so much time for us. So they want to enjoy the win at the weekend. And it's our responsibility to give that to them. And like I just mentioned, we will give everything for them. But we didn't change anything because I'm also quite convinced that we're on the right way. I'm convinced that just small margins will make the difference. And like I said, we are all very positive that in the end of the season, we are there where we should be. And for that, we all work. But we stay and we stick to our principles. And especially I stick to my principles. And I will never overreact when we have a good phase of a lot of wins. And I will never overreact when we have a bad phase. I will keep going. I will keep doing everything for this club and for my players, and then I'm 100% convinced that we get what we deserve.
Thank you. Fabian, how's Brian Gruder? Wasn't involved last weekend. How's he getting on?
Yeah, he's better. He's back in training, and he will be an option.
There's some quotes emerged this week from him about his long-term future, and he'd love to play for a club like Bayern Munich. I think probably most people would, but what's he got to do over the next sort of year or so to sort of develop to get to a point where big clubs might even be considering him? Because he's so early on his journey at the moment.
I think the biggest difference between a very good player and a top player playing for Bayern Munich is consistency. So not being a player with good moments, being a player with good performances during 90 minutes, and I think that's the key bit, like Brian, but also all the young players have to work on about the consistency during the match, and that's the key bit what we are working with him.
You mentioned about players coming in. What about players going out? Obviously, Diego's gone. Is Tommy Watson still likely to leave for a loan for the rest of the season? He came from the Championship. Is that the sort of level that you'd be looking at for him to be playing at for the rest of the season?
It's an option for him, but it's not 100% done. So therefore, we still have to be patient. But definitely, he's a player who might go on loan.
And what are you expecting from Everton? It was quite a fiery encounter at the Amex last season and a narrow defeat. They've got a very strong physical side as well. Is that the sort of key element to the game tomorrow?
I think it's very important against Everton. You always sometimes adapt to their style of play, and I think that's very important that we stick to our principles, to our style of play, because we are a good football team, and of course they're very physical. They play with a lot of maturity, but in the end it's very important that we stick to our principles, that we try to control the game, that we are convinced of what we are doing and try to not adapt to their style of play, try to really push our principles and our style of play on the pitch, and that's the key bit what I demand from my players, that we push ourselves, that we push our limits, our standards, and then I'm quite convinced that we have a big chance tomorrow.
Your first ever game was against Everton. Does that seem like a long time ago now? And when you look back on it, do you sort of draw on like moments from the past to sort of yourself, in terms of? But does that seem a distant memory now?
Yeah, it's definitely far away, but it's a nice thing to remember. I would take the result tomorrow, definitely. But overall, I think there were good phases, bad phases, and I really enjoy these kind of phases as well, because if everything is going well, you won't develop as a person, you won't develop as a coach. And especially now in these phases, it's about me. It's about taking responsibility for these kind of things, taking ownership, being there for the player, being there for the club, and also for the fans. And that's what I will do. I won't hide. I will go for it. And I think in these phases you will really grow, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So I'm not hiding from these kind of challenges. I'm going towards them, and I will enjoy them, because it's part of football. But definitely these kind of wins will help you to have a good feeling. That's also part of the truth. So we will try everything tomorrow.